Well, hello. Can you believe it is already December 5th? In fact, tonight is Krampus night, so I hope that you haven't done anything too horrible. And I'll be talking a little bit more about Krampus night and something that might be fun to help with your celebration if you enjoy that sort of thing in another video. But this video, I'm actually going to follow up with what my goals were for Nanowrimo. And normally I would be talking with both hands, but I have to show you, this is sometimes what I have to deal with. Right down here, Loki is sitting right on my hand, as you can see. And I can't really get it free without taking him off. He's got his claws set in it pretty good. It's a good thing I like this cat. Anyway, Nanowrimo, it has come, it has gone, and I did make the 50,000 words. In fact, my actual total word count was over 200,000 words, which was okay, not quite what word count wise it was fine. But I set another goal for myself, as you may recall, and that goal was to post 30 blog posts or 30 videos, or some combination thereof, in the course of the month, since one of my really bad habits is to produce content, but to not actually upload it. And unfortunately, I was doing all right toward the beginning, and then I fell back into my bad habits. You know, some things happened, and I just became much more insecure about the content that I was making and not sure that it was good or helpful. I mean, I actually wrote a lot, particularly coming out of the political season that we had, and I found myself asking pretty regularly, is this actually helping? Is this good? Is it too raw to have this conversation right now? Maybe a little bit later, and second guessing myself, and it may have been the right choice, I'm not sure. But the posts are written, and maybe one day I'll finish sharing them. Others, insecurity is just a terrible thing, but I'm continuing to fight against it, and I hope you are as well if that's something that you struggle with. But I did manage to get a lot of writing done. As I said, I got over 200,000 words done, and it was there was a lot of creativity, even though the stories I intended to work on were the ones that turned out to be the hardest ones. I don't know what it is about that, but it seems that once I set a goal for it, they didn't want to be written. But I am going to follow up with the specific ones. The first one was Where Griffins Mourn. Now this one is actually my official Nanowrimo project, and I got a lot done on it. My problem was that I really fell back into my old writing habits with this one, and I don't write chronologically, so I can't really upload onto Wattpad for that. When I did Escaping Nowhere last year, I forced myself to write in chronological order, which was actually quite challenging on a different level. And this time I just let myself cut loose and just pour out the story, and a lot of it's come together, but it's not at the beginning, and it's not all in one section, and it's not at all chronological. There's a lot about the world that's been developed now, and a good chunk of the story has been written, but I don't know how to share that, even though I've had some of you wonderful readers telling me you'd like to see it, you enjoy seeing the process as it starts and how the story comes together, but I don't know how to share this sort of a story with you without it being incredibly convoluted and a little bit crazy. Not the good kind of crazy. And forgive me, I'm looking at my list off of my phone, so that is where I'm going. Through the Paintings Dimly. It's done. Finished it. Actually went a little bit over the word count that I set for myself, but it still was within the limits, thankfully, that it was given at the start. And got it to the editor, then got the edits done, which was really great, and it just feels so good to have that done. Now, Insurgent Queen, part of the Turok Chronicles, that took even more words than I was expecting. In fact, I think I don't have an exact count, but over 80,000 of the words that I wrote from this last month were part of Insurgent Queen and Paradiso Comes. So that's great. It's still coming together, and my goodness, I will be I don't know if I'll know what to do with myself when Turok Chronicles is actually done. In Darkness Cower. Now, I'm going to be talking about this one a little bit more at length. This was a first for me. This was a short story that I already had drafted. I submitted it to the Tenebra Somnia, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but anyway, I'll just be confident with that. I'm not so good with my Latin right now. I'm a little tired. But, point being, the story was done. It was a little bit actually shorter than what the TNT horror competition requested, and I went back through the story, and I edited it, and for the first time I found myself realizing, nah, I'm not going to push this right up to the word limit. it was right at the length that it needed to be for this story. And I'm really excited. This story is in the top 100 of the TNT horror competition, which is absolutely wonderful. And we'll see what happens regardless. I've got great plans for this story, so whether I win or lose, I win. As far as the celebrity goes, I printed it off. Thankfully, the deadline for the competition that this one is to be submitted to is not until December 15th. So I've got 10 days to add another 8,000 words, which won't be a problem. And it needs to be edited again anyway. But yeah, it's just printed. That is literally all that I did on that story. Now, I said that I was going to have an untitled story, and I wasn't entirely sure what this title was going to be. I'm still trying to figure out what the title was, because that story that I talked about wanting to work on here, oh wait, no, I know which one this is. Sorry, I'm working on so many I sometimes forget. This one became Azure, and I did finish it. It wound up only being 7,701 words as opposed to 8,000, and that was a fun exercise in horror writing, and yeah, I'm actually pretty pleased with it. Should have come back here and looked at that title. Oh well. Just a Kiss kind of ran into just some problems. It's not that the idea's there, but I just kept hitting some hitches with that. So that anthology publication is going to be postponed a little bit, which is fine. I've got more time, so no problem there. The Nameless One's Plea. Now that is for a mythology anthology. And I initially had intended to showcase one particular story from mythology, and then as I was working on it, I thought, no, I actually am getting ready to completely re-release the Ragnarok series. And see, one of the things when I finished Ragnarok Unravels is I knew it was going to be a duology or a trilogy. Wasn't entirely sure which, but I knew it was going to be a continuing story. And I did not want to release or publish the first book officially until I finished the whole series, precisely for what I've discovered as I've gone back through and done the editing and such, which is that, well, I sort of dropped some plot threads, and you know how when you drop a plot thread and then you realize it's sort of unraveling, and oh well, I can make things a little bit better if I just go back. And so I've been working on that as well, and that was great. So what I ended up doing for the anthology is because it's going to coordinate with the re-release of Ragnarok Unravels, the completely revised whole series, which is going to be wonderful. Since that's happening, I decided to, I'm going to share the first part of the wooing of Sing, and yeah, or the wooing of Sopa, as those of you who have read the story know. And I'm really excited about that. It's got, it actually came together really nicely. The Nameless One's Plea is done too, and I could send that in for another story, but I don't think so. Not right now. Needs a break. The Nightwalker Before Christmas became the Nightwalker's Christmas, particularly thanks to Steph Saul at 7-star on Wattpad. She was so kind. She gave me a cover for this, and Nightwalker's Christmas is what fit, not the Nightwalker Before Christmas. So either way it works. That story is done. It's actually up. It's posted. It completely changed from what I intended it to be. I thought it was going to be this dark, foreboding story, very much along the lines of Christmas Future, and, well, it turned into something very different, but I actually am fairly pleased with it. I'm still probably going to edit it. Who am I kidding? I will edit it. I'm probably going to add another 5,000 words by the time all is said and done. Serpent's Kiss. That one got completely bumped off the list, along with Aquanos Ferratu. There wasn't time to do them. But I did end up working on Dragon's Curse in the Tindari world and helping work with my husband James, his story of it's House and Blood, which I can't wait for you guys to see it. I love this story, I love this world, and I'm incredibly proud of the story that he's been working on with this. It's going to be incredible. And I've been working on that one, and just some of the general world building with Tindari, and we're going to have some really exciting announcements for that coming up. So those kind of took the place there. So, and yeah, just a few other stories here and there, drabbles and flash fiction. I'm terrible at them, but I make myself write them because, It helps with creativity. Escaping Nowhere. Escaping Nowhere, I did nothing. Well, I mean, I opened the file, looked at it, and then realized I needed to work on some of the other stories. Parnemo's Prize. Oh. I love the world it's set in. I love the larger mythology. In fact, I really love the twist that's coming in the third book. Yes, I'm working on the third book. It's just the ending to this one. I have now written over 30 endings to this book, and none of them feel right. I wrote 2 chapters, though, that I was pretty satisfied with, and my readers have been incredible. You guys, if you're watching this, you have been so wonderful and so merciful with me as I am trying to feel my way through to the right ending. Each time I think I found what it should be or what it is, something's just off. I think I'll figure it out soon enough, but this one is just one I really can't seem to force. Now, as far as that goes, I did not make a full 5,000 words on the Red Dragon, nor a full 5,000 on Cursed. Did get some done on them, got some ideas down, and a pretty solid outline for Cursed in terms of what I want to accomplish with it, and that was great. Didn't touch of cruelty, elves, and sorcery. Yeah. Did work more on Of Course Not Silas, I Know Best, and I'm getting a cover ready for that. Had to delay some of the stuff just because of the timing of everything, and you know, sometimes it's like juggling flaming knives or trying to high-five someone on a roller coaster. You miss a few, and that's okay. The Lunar Realms, Blessed, I actually had a really exciting revelation with that story, and I figured out something really important that actually is going to make the series a lot more marketable, so that was great. I have some heavy revising to do over this month coming up, but no problem there. I will get that, and that's going to be this is going to be a lot of fun. And I think that's about it. I know there were some other projects that I worked on just here and there. Like I said, lots of blog posts, lots of nonfiction, but for the actual YouTube and blog posts that I shared, significantly less. I'd say I was doing really good to get to maybe 10. Okay, but I'm pushing through, and hopefully it will, even if it doesn't get easier, I'll get better. And I haven't been on social media as much. This particular month just really took a lot out of me, and so many things were happening. And I know that's how it's been for a lot of you, so I hope that this season of festivities and joy and Yuletide bliss brings you even more joy than you're anticipating and wonderful blessings. And for those of you who were doing NaNoWrimo or just life in general, I guess, how did it go? Did you finish your writing goals? Are you having fun? What are you reading right now? And I am going to head on off. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to like this video, comment, and be sure to subscribe for more. Hopefully I'll be doing more content soon. Alright, you have a wonderful day. Bye.